and the twilight lies gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ran fast, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, traitors that star-spangled banner, yeah, wave for the land under the fray, and the home of the brave. Because we are the brave. Yes, we are the brave. We'll fight you in the name of the brave. We are the US of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save. This land of the brave, the US of A. Oh, traitors that star-spangled banner, yeah, wave for the land of the free, and the
This is Rio of Madison Rising, and you're watching Maxspeedtv.
Chill, chill, hey, hey, chill. Let's go. I was born to kill it. I was meant to win. I am down and willing, so I will find a way. It took a minute, now it didn't happen right away. When it get hot in the kitchen, you decide to stay. That's how it winners made. Stick a fork in the hater on my dinner plate. I walk into the fire like it's just a bit of flames. I switch my style up, watch the money pile up. I'ma get rich or die trying, want me switch lanes. I'm always getting better, I'ma be on 5th place. On this one, then 4th on the next. 3rd, 2nd, 1st, 4th, 5th, best. She showing love, give me all the raw energy. Don't stop, go ahead, get it in. Jump, jump, knock, knock, let me in. Huff and puff and blow the house down. Raw energy. Don't stop, go ahead, get it in. Jump, jump, knock, knock, let me in. Huff and puff and blow the house down. I do it for the love, they perform for the checks, and I still get more. They be bored by the rest. I done put the work in, wasn't born in success. See the storm, it affects the performance. But I dance in the rain and the thunder, the drums, and I'll keep going hard. I won't stop till I'm done. From the bottom to the top, I'm the one. I can drop in a month, I'll be back at the top. Raw
Welcome back, race fans. Saturday night OP Unlimited Buttkicker Series right here on Maxspeedtv. And we are at Daytona International Speedway, but this is the '08 Daytona. Bumpy road, rough as all get out. These guys are in for a wild ride tonight. Welcome, everybody. Glad everybody is tuning in. Already getting people out there in chat, giving Stephen Luttrell a hard time. Got to, buddy. That's what it's all about. These guys are wrapping up practice. Let me get this refreshed here real quick while I'm thinking about it. Come on. If it will do it. And for some reason, SDK is not wanting to work and refresh. But that's all right. We are in the playoffs, or round of 16. We're going to go ahead and take a look at our playoff drivers here tonight. We've got Anthony English, Vicente Guerrero, Lynn McNeese, Eddie Brigante, Everett Lane, James Mayer, Payson Lindsay, Gabe Butler, Stephen Miles, Rick Seabrands, Adam Kilday, Andrew Zonto, Dana Shepard, Jimmy Reynolds, Christopher Jordan, and Rick Sanchez, all starting tonight. We're going to go ahead and take a look at last week's results at iRacing Super Speedway. Dwayne Corbett with the win on the season. Gabe Butler in second, Stephen Miles in third, Mark Mann in fourth, and Andy Brigante rounding out your top five. The most points for the last three races, though, Gabe Butler with 124. Payson Lindsay jumping up there with 118. Adam Kilday at 113. Everett Lane at 108. And Stephen Miles at 103. For some reason, my ATVO, there we go. About 3 minutes left of practice, folks. We're going to go ahead and get to our pre-race analytics here. 81-degree air temperature, 60% humidity, cloudy skies with a 9-mile-an-hour wind. It looks like the track temperature is at 105 degrees. Will probably drop down a little bit when the race time starts. And looking at the field right now, it looks like we're sitting about 31 cars, it looks like, out here tonight. These guys are in the Xfinities. And, well, while we got a minute, I'm going to go ahead and see if he is ready or available. Anthony English, we were talking a little bit about the pre-race a little bit earlier today about what's going on this fall. The Fall Brawl 2 coming out, starting here pretty quick, sir.
Yes, sir. Just here in a few weeks. Sorry, me and Everett were playing around on pit road right there. So
little pre-race shenanigans going on. Now I know we talked a little bit last week, Anthony, about this. We're talking different car every night, pretty much, or every race.
13, you got 13 races. It's gonna be 7 weeks. 2 races a night, except for the championship race. Pretty much sprint style, no fast repair, tire limits, all that jazz. You know, it's not for the faint of heart. It's really one of those Ironman type of series, and we jacked it up and added a few more races to it this season compared to last season. So I'm excited. I mean, we've got some like road course stuff going on and stuff in there. You know, just we're doing a little bit of everything.
A little bit of dirt too. I seen in there.
Mm-hmm. Got a couple randos in there, but it's pretty much still along the basis of our super speedway style. But
well, honestly, Anthony, I am looking forward to that. I think it's going to be a great time, and man, it's going to be an exciting race tonight. Really, the top 16 drivers are going to be battling it out for the next three races, and that's including tonight to get to that cut of top 8. So, what are you looking forward to tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great field of 16 competitors. So it's one of those deals where any one of these guys can do what needs to be done to get the points to move on to the top 8. So it's kind of, you know, like I always say, you know, minding minding your own business, trying to stay clean until the end. There's no stages here, so you want to make sure you make it to the end. We usually get green flag run, so you got to be good on your pits, getting in, getting out. Don't get no penalties and all that jazz, and just try to play it smart till the end, and then at the end just go after it. Try to get as many points as you can, and just do that 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah. Well, before you get going, we got about 5 seconds left to practice real quick. What is your fuel percentage tonight, and what are you guys getting on a tank?
I do believe the randomizer picked 42, so it's 42% fuel tonight, and it's looking like flat out you're getting about 18. So saving, you're probably getting about 18 to 20 maybe for laps per tank. So
okay. All right. Well, Anthony, good luck tonight. Thank you for taking the time out to visit with us and the fans here. You guys are qualifying, and hopefully we'll see you here soon, buddy.
Sounds good, Steven. Thank you very much.
All right, we'll get him back down there. These guys are going to be qualifying. We'll get our qualifying up here. CJ Urban already out on the track. Anthony English out there as well. Stephen Luttrell coming off of pit road. Andrew Stacy coming out on the track. Jimmy Hop out here tonight as well in that 934 car. I see guys actually have the right numbers on their vehicles. Thank goodness, because we were getting a little confused up here in the booth with some of the numbers not being on their cars correctly. Good Wrangler throwback scheme there on the 94. Gary Bergeron, even though he's running the 1-0, the 10, and we'll take a look at his real quick because, well, it shows 1 on the car, but if you look closely, let me get turned around here. Well, he did have the 0 down at the bottom, but he is running that paint scheme, the Harley-Davidson yellow, his normal car color. Anthony English, of course, out there. Let's see, Rick Sanchez in the 5 car out on the track. CJ Urban, Nick Wing, of course, Nick throwing up a strange number there, showing 55, but it needs to be the 049. Looks like everybody else is running the right number. Looking at Suns Jay, looking at Jimmy Reynolds, running a different paint scheme from Jimmy tonight. Of course, Dana Shepard running the Dirty Air Fat Chicks Shocks and Accessories car. Hellman's car on Jimmy Hop. Well, right now, Gary Bergeron sitting in the top spot with the 51-32. Payson Lindsay in second right now. I want to get that on there real quick because we got about 2 minutes left of practice, or qualifying, I should say. Stephen Luttrell right now in third, but Rick Sanchez coming in with the 51-30 to knock off Jerry Bergeron, I should say, knocking him off of that top spot. But then Adam Kilday coming in with the 51-29, and that knocks Jerry off of that top spot. But then, man, these guys are not holding back any punches, as Robert Hooligan and Zach Workman are coming out with a 51-25, a 51-24. So I think SDK is actually rounding up. And then Anthony English as well. Anthony's going to have that top spot. About a minute and 10 seconds left. We still got guys out here qualifying. Vicente Guerrero, Brandon Pfeiffer, Jeff Crosby Jr. out here qualifying as well. I expect to see speed somewhere in the draft around a 190, maybe 200 on the straightaways. But I do appreciate everybody tuning in. Of course, Snippy Tugboat, first time I've seen that name in our chat, but glad you are here. Stephen Luttrell, Rick Rat out there, that is Rick Sanchez, out there in a chat. Moose Pie, William Luttrell, I seen Belva chiming in there, Ginger Parent as well, and Belva Feltz out there in chat. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Of course, if you haven't already hit that like button, be sure you hit that like button for me. About 15 seconds left to go. English still sitting at the top spot there. I guess we should have just kept him up here. Well, I thank you for that, Belva. I do appreciate it. I try to make it as exciting as possible. But, well, let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and bring this guy. We should have just left him up in the booth while he qualified. Maybe it would have slowed him down a little bit, distracted him a little bit. Anthony, though, man, great time. You guys, actually, according to SDK, you guys were exactly the same, but you probably got him by probably close to 1,000th of a second.
My thing says 6.
6,000th. Well,
so it's pretty darn close.
that is very close, man. Now, we were looking at the pre-race analytics a little bit earlier. I'm going to go pull that back up. Track temperatures actually increased to 116.
Yes, sure.
Man, that's going to play a little bit of factor tonight, I think.
Yeah, practice it was barely over 100. Qualifying it was around the 118, 119 range, so it's backed off a little bit, but I think as the day goes along, it'll get a little bit cooler. So the racing should get a little bit better as we go. Well,
we are at 08 Daytona, Bumpy Road Daytona, the worst track on iRacing. I don't care what you call it. This track is horrible. I hate this track. But
I love this place.
There's something actually wrong with you, sir, if you say you love this place. But
oh my Lord!
Listen, it is a track that it tests the drivers mentally, physically. But how do you learn to combat the roughness that's out here, especially when you're around a crowd?
I mean, I've learned it's all force feedback controls. I think whether you like to jack it down or jack it up, there's different feelings to everybody, but I run completely different force feedback controls here so I can feel everything a little bit more. And I think it helps me out being a little bit smoother. I mean, I've always wanted to try the Dale Jr., effect of no force feedback, but I did a little bit of that after my surgery, and I just couldn't stand it. Like I have to have force feedback, so I actually jack it up quite a bit here for 08. But it makes me be able to feel it better. I think I do better.
Yeah, definitely. I understand what you're saying. I mean, I just don't like this track. You guys are rolling out, but real quick, I know that I'd seen something in Discord about the recruitments and stuff is turned off right now for the playoffs. But if anybody's out there watching or tuning in tonight and is getting into iRacing, how does one real quick get into or get a hold of you guys to maybe apply for the league?
Oh, you can still get a hold of us. You can still join our Discord and our Facebook and get on what I call the queue. So what I do during the playoffs is if you already run Monday, Wednesday, or Thursday, we don't really discriminate at that point. We'll still let you start on Saturday. Just usually during the playoffs on Wednesdays and Saturdays, we always kind of we don't bring in new people, so we kind of just put them on a list, and as soon as the end of the season's over, we bring them right in for the next season for the recruitment races, practice races, and all that jazz. So.
All right. Well, Anthony, good luck, buddy. I'm going to get through our starting grid. We will hopefully talk to you at the end of the race.
Sounds good, Steven.
All right, folks, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to get off of Anthony because he is blinking out. But we're going to go ahead and get to our starting grid. Anthony English on the pole, Zach Workman second. Starting row 2, Robert Hooligan and Everett Lane. Row number 3, Vicente Guerrero, Jimmy Reynolds. Row number 4, Adam Kilday, Rick Sanchez. Row number 5, Gary Bergeron and Payson Lindsay. Row number 6, Jeff Crosby Sr., Stephen Luttrell. Row 7, Andy Brigante, Dana Shepard. Row number 8, Nick Wing, C.J. Erdman. Row number 9, Brandon Piper, Andrew Stacy. Row 10, Stephen Miles, and Rick Seabrands. Row number 11, Gabe Butler, Jimmy Hop. Row 12, Andrew Zonto, Chris Jordan, Ty Dahlman, and Andrew Schroeder making up 13. Row 14, Greg Hulse, George Rincon. As the green flag is out, folks, that's going to take off my starting grid now that they are green, but we are racing here at 08 Daytona for the playoffs. We got 3 races for the round of 16, so it's really being tough on these guys, as we had Mike Edgerton, but it showed that he already crashed out. And Stephen Luttrell out there. We're green. Yes, we know we're green. You need to worry about oh, man. Stephen cracks me up. Anthony English down on the inside, though. Got Zach Bumpy to his outside. They're on row number 1. But back to what I was saying, 20 or 30 cars out here. Living East, Georgia Rincon, Doug Johnson, and Mike Edgerton. Of course, Mike looks like he is down. He's got some connection issues. Bad. I can't even see his car. But Zach Workman, Anthony English battling it out right now. Everett Lane right there. Everett running a new paint scheme tonight. Either that or my trading paints is messed up. We'll have to try to talk to Everett about that, because he's usually running that red and black flamed 24 Jeff Gordon color. Let me make sure. I'm going to go ahead and do this, folks. You're going to see these cars kind of turn white for a second. Download here. So give me just a minute while these do that. Now we already got Jeff Crosby Jr. going down to the apron. And finally they are letting him back up. Or that's usually Jeff Crosby Sr. They probably let him back up on the track. Now he's running a green 24. Of course, again, folks, we are at 08 Daytona, Bumpy Road, Old Daytona, whatever you call it. Like I said, not my favorite track in the world. I'm not a big fan of this track. Of course, I'm still pretty green on iRacing, folks. Don't get me wrong. I am not a professional driver by any means. And it's just, for me, it's a hard track to learn. And to get my settings right to where the bumps aren't just killing me. I did reach out to Joshua Medlock, and we are having a dual broadcast tonight. Joshua over at the Victory X Financial race. So you guys, I'm sure we'll have Eric W. probably here pretty soon in chat. I do not have that yet. Get it here pretty soon. Does get out to the front in front of Anthony English. Everett Lane there on the outside line. Let's go ahead and see if I can't get a better view. Vicente Guerrero with Everett in that second lane. That is the 40 of Payson Lindsay, Dana Shepard, Jimmy Hop, Brandon Pfeiffer, Andrew Zonto. Looks like the shows 90. It's the 963 of Greg Hulse. It's supposed to be it's got 96, but it's supposed to be 963 there on the outside. And then back here behind Gary Bergeron, on back Stephen Luttrell, Stephen Miles, Nick Wing, Rick Seabrands, Gabe Butler, Jeff Crosby Jr., Ty Dahlman, Andrew Schroeder, Andy Brigante, and Lynn McNeese battling out back here right now. Douglas Johnson, Chris Jordan, and the 947 of George Rincon. Now Everett Lane getting pushed out to the front there, but not enough to get around the 19 and clear him to get down to that bottom line of Zach Workman as we come back around turn number 4, coming to the tri-oval here. It looks like Everett's going to edge out 19 before the lap led. Unfortunately, Mike Benson still having issues. He has left pit road finally. We'll see how long he stays out. Unfortunately, he is 6 laps down. Most Pie, I haven't seen him out there yet. Doesn't mean he won't show up, but I haven't seen him out there yet. Well, I hope everybody is having a great weekend so far. It's been pretty good here at the Lane household. Been hot, man, these last few days. Everett Lane does clear the 19. That leaves Vicente Guerrero kind of out there by himself. The pace of Lindsay is making that advance up to the bumper. It's a little bit closer to the corners. But yes, the last few days here in Oklahoma have been blistering hot. We've had heat indexes up in the hundreds, close to 112 degree heat index today. It is just miserable, and I'm ready for the fall. Ready for this cooler temperatures. Well, Everett Lane, your leader right now, out in front of Zach Workman, Vicente Guerrero third, Anthony English back to fourth, Payson Lindsay in the fifth, Robert Hooligan in sixth, and Dana Shepard in seventh, Jimmy Reynolds in eighth, and Tom in ninth. Adam Gilday rounding out your top 10. Looking back through here, about 963 of Greg Holes, C.J. Irving, Jerry Irving, Stephen McGrill, Stephen Miles, Nick Wing, Rick Seabrands, Gabe Butler, all the way back to the back. Excuse me, a single file. Of course, we got to give a shout out to Bruce English of tonight's race English's landscaping and snow plowing, your race sponsor for tonight for the first race of the round of 16. So big shout out to Bruce and English family for sponsoring tonight's race. Got a little squirrely there coming through the tri-oval. Not sure what. As we come out of a turn number 2 to hit that back straightaway. Zach Workman still your leader. Everett Lane right on the bumper of Zach, but Vicente Guerrero not going to make it easy. He's wanting that 40 of Payson Lindsay to get a little bit closer to him to push him up towards the front. Come back through the start finish line. Zach Workman going to lead another lap. Still not a whole lot going on out here as far as good battles, except for up here at the front with Vicente. Now Vicente with Payson finally on his bumper. There may have been a little bit of a draft bubble there, keeping that 40 from Payson Lindsay. Of course, we're looking at, we'll go inside with Vicente Guerrero right now. As you can see, there was a little bump there by Payson and got Vicente a little bit loose, but you're going to see the bumps coming into the corner. Right there was a big one, and through the corner, you can see how Vicente's working that steering wheel. Oh, and he got a little really loose there as he gets up by the wall. I'm not sure if that was just from the bumps or from the bump draft. Oh, we got a car knocked out. That was the 85 of Adam Kilday. No caution out. We are still green. As we hit lap 12, folks, of course, we heard Anthony talking about the fuel. We are looking at about 18 to 20 laps of fuel. So I would venture to say that somewhere around lap 17, 18, we should start seeing guys maybe getting ready to do some green flag pit stops. But we'll see what happens as we get back around turn number 2 onto the backstretch. See Andrew Schroeder back there going down towards the apron. We're looking right down the alley here. Yeah, it was a little bit loud. I do apologize. It's hard to get cameras set up with the parabolic mics coming into the race time. In order to get a really good sound on it, you got to get a bunch of cars together. As we got some guys getting really out of shape here coming into turns 1 and 2, getting up close to that wall. As we are looking back through the field, I'm looking back through here at our numbers right now. Greg Holes is your biggest mover, up 13 spots. But then Jimmy Hopman, Stephen Miles. Stephen taking it 3 wide, up into the wall, bounces up the wall. Fortunately, he was able to save that without causing a big problem. Already looking at 3 wide. Now we get back to the green. Adjust that camera when we get time. Follow Stephen Miles is going to drop it back to the second lane. Still looking at the outside, but now we got guys jogging down that bottom line. We start getting ready for some green flag pit stops. We are at lap 15 now. Stephen Miles dropping it down in front of Adam Kilday, right behind the 43. Oh, and then he goes back out. He had the run coming into the turn. Getting to the back of the 43 of Dana Shepard. Lap 15 in the books as we get still going here, folks. We're coming to lap 16 now. Of course, we've got to give a shout out to our market for a new or pre-owned vehicle. Go to Chevrolet.com. Do everything online, from browsing to selecting your vehicle to doing the financing, all online. Of course, if you can't make it to their store in Shreveport, Louisiana, let them know they will deliver in the lower 48 states. That is Chevyland.com. Storm Chaser David, I figured he'd show up. How are you doing, David? Hope all is well and calm in your area, sir. Stephen Miles does drop it back down to that inside line. We are lap 17. Should start seeing some green flag pit stops as a 54. Brandon Pfeiffer, one of the 934. It looks like Jimmy Hop on that outside line. We come down the back straightaway. We've got 2 more cars out here. That is the 049 of Nick Wing and the 4 of Rick Seabrand on that outside line. But here we go. Green flag pit stops led by Zach Workman. As I'm looking back through here, guys are all coming down. Ooh, we got a big checkup right there with the 88 of Gabe Butler, the 13 of Andy Brigante. But pretty much that whole front group, Zach Workman, Anthony English, Robert Hooligan, Everett Lane, Vicente Guerrero, pretty much everybody come down pit road. The only one that stayed out was Nick Wing, Rick Seabrands, Rick Sanchez, Andrew Stacy, Andrew Schroeder, Andrew Zanto, and CJ Urban, Brandon Pfeiffer, and Jeff Crosby Sr. Now we're going to see these guys come down pit road, this second group. Well, that's going to spread the field out a little bit. Looks like Everett Lane, Lynn McNeese, Doug Johnson may have gotten black flagged. Well, there goes Lynn McNeese, and finally there goes Doug Johnson. Everett Lane coming off of his pit box as well. Well, we got 5 cars right here together with Zach Workman, Anthony English, Stephen Miles, Payson Lindsay, and Vicente Guerrero. And then about 2 seconds back, Jimmy Reynolds, Robert Hooligan, and Adam Kilday. And then about a second and a half behind them is that Jerry Bergeron. And then Gabe Butler, Greg, and Mike Edgerton right there together. Greg Hulse. He's got some cars coming up behind him with Ty Dahl, Andy Brigante, Dana Shepard, Chris Jordan and Stephen Luttrell right there. Jimmy Hoff there by himself. George Rincon coming out of pit road. And then Everett Lane and Lynn McNeese together. Now Doug Johnson, though, he is going to be a lap down as Zach Workman, Anthony English, Stephen Miles, Payson Lindsay all got around him. That group, Rick Sanchez. Oh, we got a guy down on the, I think that's Nick Ween. No caution, single car. Let's go ahead and see if we can take a look here, because we did not get a caution. Let's see if I can get to my chase view. Oh, Nick gets shoved by the 5 of Sanchez, trying to give him a push. Well, Nick goes down to the apron. Doug Johnson was right there. I think I don't know if he got bumped or not. He kind of got pushed down there. Rick come down, and it pushed Doug down towards the apron as well. Doug come back up on the track. And, yeah, hook Nick Wing right there. Jimmy Reynolds gets into the back of the 388 of Doug Johnson. But no caution come out, so we're going to go back live here. And we are still green flag racing, folks. Now we're going to have a battle up here for the lead. Zach Workman down on the inside with Everett Lane. That is the 84 of Lynn McNeese. Then you got Anthony English to the outside with Stephen Miles. And the 40 of Payson Lindsay. The 14 of Vicente Guerrero back there. The last car on this. Right here, Rick Sanchez, Rick Seabranch, Jimmy Reynolds, and Adam Kilday. Andrew Stacy and Robert Hooligan running right there. Gary Bergeron fixing to get the rest of the cars here. Gonna make you see what he's getting caught up with those cars. That's the 48 of Andrew Schroeder, the 88 of Gabe Butler, the 13 Andy Brigante, CJ Erdman. Oh, we're going to have our first caution right here by Jimmy Reynolds and Payson Lindsay. Well, that was the last incident. Come on, stop. I can't get this thing to work right, but we're going to see what happens here. That happens in the 14 and the 40. Right there, just the slightest bump. That gets the 40 down. These guys, I don't know how, but Jimmy Reynolds right into the side of that 40. I don't know how those other guys made it through that. But we're going to look right here. Vicente Guerrero coming down a little bit towards Lynn. Oh, car up into the wall ahead of them. That was the 44 of Anthony English. Now Vicente comes down, then gets pushed back up. But when he got pushed back up, the 40 was right there. Kind of a check up there. And then that's where the 40 gets bumper tapped. Lynn just kind of finishing them off there. Well, that's going to bring out our first caution of the night, folks. We're going to go ahead and step aside real quick, but we will be right back.
Sizzling summer savings are yours for the taking at North Louisiana's #1 dealer, Chevyland. Save now before the price adjustments kick in. Get up to $9,000 off MSRP on select new Silverado models or incredible 0% financing on select new Chevrolet vehicles. And the Chevyland Advantage, 12 months, no charge scheduled maintenance. Get the best deals at North Louisiana's #1 dealer, Chevyland. Your Silverado headquarters. Online at Chevyland.com.
That's right, folks. We are back, and Netsby's absolutely 100% right. If you don't live in Louisiana or don't live close enough to get to Shreveport, well, Chevyland will deliver in most cases in the lower 48 states. Derek Donna tuning in out there in chat. How you doing, buddy? Man, it was good to talk to you Wednesday night, my brother. At Belva, I've been looking at that Riptide Blue Metallic that they come out with on the Chevy Silverados. Absolutely love that color. Well, lap 26 of 100 has been completed, or almost completed. When we go back green, though, we will hopefully see another good green flag run. We already got one green flag pit stop in. Hoping to look at a couple more. But yeah, I actually got to go out with these guys on Wednesday night. Run a little bit of racing with these guys on the Grand National Series on Wednesday night. Of course, that was broadcasted by our good friends over at Nerditudes. Everett Baker tuning in there. How you doing, Everett? But yeah, it was great to get out there on track with these guys once again. And man, I hated that I got into Dana right there at the beginning, but well, Derek can vouch for me on this. Those Gen 4 cars do not stop very easily, because I was all the way to the floor with my brake. And yeah, Well, it's okay. I mean, I am doing a lot more than I originally planned to do, but that's all right. So we get ready to go back green. Chevrolet green flag back out once again on the loud pedal. We are back racing. Might as well have another brake pads. Yeah, probably. Probably so. Those cars are horrible. Braking wise, they're fun to race and fun to drive because they are so fast. Motors. But I'm going to tell you, if there's an incident, you better be really on your toes if something's happening right in front of you. Oh, we're talking about the Wednesday night race. We're talking with these guys on the OP Grand National Series Wednesday night, and well, let's just say I didn't. That's true. That is true, Derek. You can't get where you want to go with the race. Looking back through our field here real quick, Anthony English, Stephen Luttrell out front here. Adam Kilday, Brandon Pfeiffer, Jimmy Hop, Robert Hooligan, Jimmy Reynolds, Andrew Stacy, Rick Sanchez rounding out your top 10. It looks like Doug Johnson is a lap down and Mike Edgerton is 6 laps down. Lynn McNeese did get the lucky dog. We got him back on the lead lap. We got cars 3 wide, 4 wide right here. That was close. That was Everlane, Vicente Guerrero, and I think that was a 963 of Greg Olds. Trying to go 4 wide there for a second, but he ends up getting back in her. Gabe Butler back here by himself. Not sure what happened to Gabe. Yeah, it was unfortunate. Like I said, I hated the fact that I got into Dana so early on with him, and I think it was Doug Johnson when that caution came out. It happened right in front of me. I had nowhere to go. I had to go to my outside, and then, like I said, I was on the brake. But I didn't want to downshift too much because I didn't want to blow my engine. But I ended up getting into almost head on into Dana, and it's not what I wanted. Yeah, it was really rough. Well, Stephen Luttrell out in the front finally gets clear of the 44 of Anthony English. Now we got a battle between Stephen and Brandon. Coming back through the triover here. Want to get back to that start finish line. Lap 31 of 100. Working on lap 32 now. But we are double mile all the way back. Again, back here to just past Vicente Guerrero, Gary Bergeron, Dana Shepard, Andrew Zonto. Oh, Jerry down on to the apron. They finally give him enough room to get back up on the racing surface. Andrew Zonto in the middle. Oh, Everett Lane getting loose. Oh, does not save it. That's going to bring out another caution there. He just got up into that wall. Let's see if we can see what caused him. I think he got a little bit nervous when we were 3 wide there. I doubt it, but we go 3 wide there as Gary's trying to get back up onto the racing surface. As we see Andrew Zonto right there. Now, Everett Lane goes up by that wall, barely taps the wall. I think he just overcorrected to try to get off the wall, and that just got him loose. You can see the flames coming out of his exhaust. He drops it right down in front of the 947 of George Rincon. George barely taps him. And then he tries to shut it down, comes back up on the track, and this goes completely sideways up into that outside wall. And then the Nick wing, nowhere for Nick to go. And that just collects a few guys as well. We're going to go back live here. I'd like to talk to Everett. Give me just a second, folks. We're going to get Everett up here and kind of see if something happened. All right, Moose Pie, you take care. Have a great night. That does bring out our second caution of the night, folks. Everett makes his way into his pit box. We'll try to catch up with Everett here in just a second. Let's go ahead and let's visit with Everett for just a second. Everett, buddy, looked like you might have had a little bit of overcorrection there, brother.
Yeah, I got a little bump there from the 14, looks like. Got me a little loose. I almost had it saved. Then I got up in that loose stuff toward the wall, and I just stuck to the wall. I couldn't save it. I was fighting it. I was trying to get her to keep it from causing a caution, but couldn't do it.
Yeah, well, you know, this track is notorious. Them bumps, once you get sideways, it's hard to regain control with the bumps here at this track, buddy. But really wanted to talk to you because you're running a different paint scheme than what we're used to.
Yeah, we went back to the throwback series vehicle that I had stowed away, and figured I'd bring it out for some green luck. From some luck with the green, but it ain't working right now. So we can get a little better toward the end of the race.
Oh, well, man, it looks good. It looks like you still got a little bit of damage. I noticed you didn't use your fast repair just quite yet. Still a little early. I'm sure you're probably going to go in and try to get a little bit more fixed, but I ain't going to keep you any longer, brother. Good luck out there, man, and the car looks great.
All right, Steven. Thank you, buddy.
All right, we got the visit with Everett. Ain't really got the visit with Everett too much, but yeah, glad to be able to visit with him. But guys, I do appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Of course, big shout out to Bruce English once again for sponsoring tonight's race. And English's landscaping and snow plowing. Right here on MaxSpeedtv for the first round of the playoffs. Again, these top 16 drivers are looking to get a good finish tonight. Have a good, well, they need 3 good finishes to stay in contention for the round of 8. So, Belva, you never answered me on that color. Is that the Riptide blue metallic, or is it a different blue? As we're sitting here waiting, Anthony English, Stephen Miles, Stephen Luttrell, Adam Kilday, Rick Sanchez, Robert Hooligan, Brandon Pfeiffer, Jimmy Reynolds, Dana Shepard up the 9th. Jimmy Hop rounding out your top 10. As we get ready to go back green here. We'll take a look. They're coming out of turn number 4. The pace car you'll see dive off in the distance down to pit road. Right there it goes. The Chevy Land green flag up in the air. And that flag man starts waving that green flag once again. Here we go on the left. We're going to go ahead and we're going to do this while we got some green flag conditions, guys. Hang tight. We're going to give you a little bit of sight and sounds of the race tonight here on MaxSpeedtv. Hang on, folks. It's going to be a wild one. We've got a caution come out. We're going to take a look here and see what happened. It took us back here to Jeff Crosby Sr., but I think it actually happened in front of him. Let's go to a far chase view here if I can find it and get turned around and see what's happening in front of him. It looks like it happened up there with the 5 of Rick Sanchez. We were just talking about him. Can't blame that one on me. I did not interview him, but let's go ahead and back this up here. It looks like 08 Daytona got its next victim. We see the bump there by the 17 ever so slightly rubbed up this bumper. That set Rick down and gets him a little bit loose. And then right there, nothing anybody can do. Jimmy just ends up getting into the side, sends Jimmy up in the wall. Gary Bergeron getting a piece of that as well. And that sends the 5 down into the 388. It gets tagged there as well. And Mike Edgerton getting a piece of it as well. The 388 got up into Jimmy Reynolds. It was Nick Wing down on the apron. Well, unfortunately, guys, that's going to bring out another caution here. And Rick Sanchez down on a pit road. Belva. No, honestly, it's nobody's fault. We're going to go ahead, though, and bring him up. Now, Rick, you can't blame it on Broadcaster's Curse because I didn't interview him, but,
Yep.
but Belva was out there talking about you, so...
Well, that's Mom. She's allowed to.
Well, buddy, we were actually talking about Chevyland and you know the vehicles they have down there, and was talking about the blue truck you just bought. And man, I gotta admit, if it's that Riptide blue metallic, that is my favorite color right now.
Yeah, it's the prettiest truck on the block. I tell you that much.
Well, buddy, I mean, you know, '08 Daytona, dude. We kind of expect some, you know, really, it didn't look like anything bad. It was just, you know, hard racing. The bumps looked like Jimmy just scraped across your bumper just enough and got you a little bit of out of sort there.
Yeah, that happens here. Especially, you know, you're bouncing around so much, it's almost inevitable. Especially when you're trying to, you know, race tight. Or up at the front trying to get people, you know, clear to get to the bottom, you know.
Yeah.
That happens.
Well, you know, I mean, did you have to use your fast repair already, or was you...
Oh, yeah, my wheel was cocked all the way to the left.
Oh, yeah, that ain't good. Well, buddy, we had to visit with you a little bit there, man, and like I said, she told me to ask you what the color was, because I asked her if it was that Riptide blue metallic, and like I said, right now, oh, my bad, dude. Got into the 34 there. Oh, man, I'm sorry about that.
Nah, don't worry about it, man.
But, yeah, I've been looking at the Riptide blue metallic truck, and man, again, I agree with you. That is probably the prettiest color that Chevrolet's come out with.
I think they call it glacial blue.
Oh, you got the lighter blue.
That's pretty.
Well, they have the Marina blue, and then they have the Glacier, which is just a little bit lighter than the Riptide. The Riptide is more of a darker blue. But
yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure about that one.
Well, man, good luck, buddy, and man, I hope you have a good rest of the race.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to hang in the back here though and try and save my machine. I ain't got a fast repair no more.
Yeah, stay out of trouble, dude.
All right, appreciate it.
See you, buddy.
Later.
All right. Well, again, can't blame me for that one. And well, yeah, you got thrown under the bus. Oh man, I love my fans. I love you guys. Y'all are just the greatest fans in the world. It's nice to be able to come out here and have fun with you guys. Call these races. It's just amazing. You guys are just amazing people. I love y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in and well, gives me a little bit of comedic relief too as we get ready to go back green with that Chevyland green flag out once again. Here we go. Lap 41 underway. We are winding this down. Need to get some more good green flag runs here. Again, they're getting about 20 laps, so we're definitely a pre-pit stop race. Well, I appreciate that, Derek. I mean, it's like I said, this is not something I intended to do, but you know, Joshua had his medical scared, his heart surgery. Man, I couldn't just idly sit back and watch all of this go away, so I had to step up and keep this going, not just for Joshua, but for the drivers and our fans. It's been, as we got another wreck going on back here, the Nick Wing, the 19, the 963, all involved. Rick was able to get around that one this time. Looks like Vicente Guerrero was able to get around. Let's take a look here and see what happened. as we get up here. That's going to happen up here. Where is Zach Workman? Might have been on the restart. I'm not sure. It was after the restart here. We were already back to full speed. Big checkup, the 963 and the 14. The 14 goes down and gets into, well, it's supposed to be the 049. And that just, the 963 gets turned. He loses control. He goes down. Well, that gets Nick Wing up into Zach Workman. Hard hit there. Sends Zach up in the wall. And then the 14 right up underneath Nick Wing. That's Vicente Guerrero. And we've got cars going everywhere at this point. Doug Johnson down on pit road, the 43. Dana Shepard going down. Jimmy Reynolds somehow getting it locked down to keep from hitting. Rick Seabrands. He goes way down. Gary Bergeron way down there as well. And Crosby Sr., he goes down on the apron to avoid all of that. The 06 of Andrew Zonto looks like he's got some damage. Everett Lane, Andy Brigante. As we see Zach Workman getting spun around again down on the apron. Well, that's going to bring out our third caution, I think, of the night, maybe fourth. I do not have a caution counter, but Stephen Miles going to go ahead and lead the lead group down on the pit road with Adam Kilday, Anthony English. Pretty much everybody coming down pit road. While they're doing that, guys, we're going to do our picture-in-picture. Kind of took that from the Nerditude guys, but figured out how to do it. So we're going to step aside, play a commercial here or two, and we will be right back.
Sizzling summer savings are yours for the taking at North Louisiana's #1 dealer, Chevyland. Save now before the price adjustments kick in. Get up to $9,000 off MSRP on select new Silverado models or incredible 0% financing on select new Chevrolet vehicles. And the Chevyland Advantage, 12 months, no charge scheduled maintenance. Get the best deals at North Louisiana's #1 dealer, Chevyland. Your Silverado headquarters. Online at Chevyland.com.
Well, lights on the pace car are still on. Lap 44 of 100. Again, this is the first round of the playoffs, so not the track to be starting out, but we are going to get through this eventually, guys. Snippy out there rooting on Stephen Luttrell. Stephen currently in a 5th spot. He is back here. Now the lights on the pace car will go out. We will go back to side-by-side double file restarts. Stephen Luttrell dropping down to the inside. That is the 915 of Robert Hooligan up on the outside with Stephen Miles. Adam Kilday, though, your leader, will have race restart control. Everett Lane, Zach Workman, Rick Sanchez, Jerry Bergeron, Rick Seabrands, Jeff Crosby Sr., Gabe Butler, and Vicente Guerrero all down on pit road, as well as Mike Edgerton. We are coming out of turn number 2. Coming down the back straightaway. Everybody back out on the track. Now Mike Edgerton is still several laps down. Looks like we're about 5 laps down He will drop to the back of the field. Now, of course, if you get the win, I believe that gets you into the next round. He's inside. Oh, man. I'll have to do that. If we have another yellow, another caution, I'll have to do that. Well, here we go. We got that Chevrolet green flag up in the air once again, out waving on the loud pedal. Past that start finish line. Adam Kilday out front, Stephen Miles to his outside. Anthony Eaton right behind his teammate there, 85 of Kilday. Stephen Farrell trying to catch up and get on the bumper of the 44 to help them push for help from the 915. Now we got a couple more cars behind. We got a car blinking out back there. Don't know who that was. Back to the field here. Here comes that 40 of Payson Lindsay. That's Doug Johnson looking out. Payson Lindsay and Chris Jordan. Chris is trying to get caught up to the 43 of Dana Shepard, one of his teammates down there. Doug is looking out bad. He disappeared for about a second there. And I'm going to tell you guys, if you're behind a car that's doing that, it's scary. Because you do not know where they're going to reappear. As Stephen Miles of Adam Kilday and back down on the inside line. Now Robert Hooligan out on the outside with, well, I want to say that is the 934 of Jimmy Hop, 48 of Andrew Schroeder, 54 of Brandon Viper. Oh, the 9 Robert getting a little bit out of shape there. Got him and got him sent down to the low side, but he was able to maintain and keep from getting into the cars down at that lower line. As we get back to the start finish line, Stephen Miles going to lead that lap. Like I said, I will try to get with Vicente here. Vicente's back here in the pack. And we got a little bit of a gap between the 78 of Chris Jordan on that outside line. We got cars going everywhere. They're trying to catch up with that outside line. But here comes Gabe Butler and the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds getting a run on the outside, trying to catch up with the group. Will they have enough to do it? They've got a good run going on. Oh, there we go. That is the 934, or the 934, I believe, of Jimmy Hop. Got sent down into the 963 of Greg Holes. Greg did jump to the pit, so he did tow. Let's go back and take a look. It's going to make me do this the hard way. We're going to do this the hard way here. Benz, we're on the 934. He's got Andrew Schroeder right behind him. Bad push. Bumps get him right there. We see the little tap from the 48. And that sent the 934 down into Andrew Stacy. Andrew stays on the track. As Jimmy Hawk comes back up, gets right into the 963. Chris Jordan up into the wall. Zach Workman down into the grass. And that brings out yet another caution. Well, we're going to go ahead. Let's see where he is at. Zente is back here. If they come down pit road, Hans, I'll wait for him to get out of his pit box, and then we'll bring him down here. Doug Johnson still blinking out, in and out there. That's not good. When he gets rolling here, Hans, we'll bring him down here. So it looks like he is rolling now. We're going to go ahead and we'll bring him down here real quick, and we're going to visit with Vicente. Vicente, Steve, we've got a copy there, buddy.
Yes, sir. Sure do.
Well, I had a special request to bring you down here to the booth, and well, ask. We need some insight. We want to know why you keep wrecking.
I have absolutely no idea. It can and cannot be, maybe due to the extra alcohol beverages I've had so far on Saturday, and or addition to the track and car combo. I have no idea, and I do apologize to everybody that I've made contact with in this race here.
Well, it was actually Han Greedo out there in YouTube. It's like, hey, bring Vicente down here, ask him why he keeps wrecking. We need some insight on this. So I figured it's somebody you know.
Yeah, that's actually Josh Ball. He's a whole lot of noise.
Ah, okay.
Good eye. I can't believe you've done that.
Well, you know, we were talking a little bit about this track, Vicente, before the race, man. Everybody knows how I feel about this track. But it does challenge the drivers to be better.
Yeah, it does. And, you know, honestly, the car does not feel the same. I don't know if it's the setup or we had an update, but it definitely doesn't feel the same as far like. Also on Wednesday we ran the Gen 4s, the new Gen 4s. It didn't feel the same, so something's changed. Because me having a couple of alcohol beverages, that's always happening. So that didn't change. So the factor
it's
is
not the driver. It's not the driver.
It's not the driver. It's the track. It's the track car combo.
Well, you know, I haven't really seen much as far as sparks. Usually if there's a change in the setup, you know, especially at this track, you know, when you guys hit them bumps, you know, we'll see some sparks. I haven't really noticed any of that, but I will kind of zoom in here just a minute when you guys go back green and check that out.
The cars are drifting to the wall. I don't know if you guys been seeing people hitting the walls a lot, but it is drifting to the wall. You almost have to burp it a little bit before the entry of a corner, so it could, you know, like not maybe burp it, but just lift off the throttle so it could settle into the corner. Because if you drive it in hard, it's acting like a Gen 4 or the ARCA cars, you know, or the Gen 4s where it just plows into the corner. And if you're following the car in front of you and you're right behind them, you're not gonna see that wall till you hit it, and then you're touching it and you're scraping it. And so it's like a magnet, so it wants to keep you there, so you gotta kind of pull off of it.
Yeah, and them Gen 4s are bad about that with these walls. Well, Vicente, you guys should go back green. I'm going to let you go, brother, and, man, we just had to give you a hard time.
Oh, yeah, for sure. No problem.
All right, good luck, buddy.
All right, see ya.
All right, we'll get him back up there as we get ready to go back green. Lord, Josh, I should have known that was you. Chevrolet green flag back out. Here we go. Ginger out there rooting on Dana Shepherd. Now, Dana is up 6 spots right now in 8. He's having a pretty decent run. Been able to avoid a lot of what's going on out there. He needs to have a good night for sure. He needs, he's due, as we got cars already going around. I believe that was Mike Edgerton getting loose, and that just sitting guys down, but no caution. Oh, there it is. Now we have the caution out. Jimmy Hop back down on the apron, so that's going to bring out another caution here, folks. Let's see if it will show me. We get to our yellow flag. I believe it happened back here with Rick Seabrands dropping down to the apron. That was the 934 of Jimmy Hop. Let's go to our chase view here. And let's get on Jimmy Hop's car and see what happened. Mike Edgerton going up to the high side. Jimmy Hop looking at the middle. Oh, Mike just coming down just ever so slightly. But net code. That was net code, folks. You see the gap. I don't know if they would have made contact, but you see the net code right there on the 56 and the 934. That sent them down into Nick Wing. The 849 of Andrew Stacy taps Jimmy Hop. Jimmy goes sliding around. Rick Sanchez going down to the inside to miss it. Or Seabrands, I'm sorry. Rick Seabrands. And unfortunately, that is... Man, I hate that. That was all net code, guys. It happens. Greg Hulls looks like he has taken his car behind the wall. Done for the night. Mike Edgerton down on pit road. Pretty much everybody coming back down pit road. I'm glad I can make you feel better. Of course, I see you up there. He is up there in that team chat right now, probably laughing at Vicente. Oh, man. Yeah, that, you know, guys, we talk about the community here at OP, a bunch of jokesters, but there's still a lot of respect, and they just love to have fun with each other like that. So, oh man, Anthony English though, your leader. Adam Kilday second. Rick Sanchez up into third. Stephen Miles fourth. Robert Hooligan in fifth. Stephen Luttrell in sixth. Andrew Schroeder seventh. Payson Lindsay in eighth. CJ Urban ninth. Lynn McNeese rounding out your top 10. And you know what? And there he is. Well, hopefully we don't catch him mid-sentence on a rant, but Andrew Schroeder, buddy, how you doing?
What's up, bud? How you been?
Been pretty good, man. Man, it's kind of rough out there tonight.
Oh, my God. Oh, yeah. It's been a rough one.
Well, hot track and bumpy track, not a good combination. Yeah. Of course, Vicente said that he feels that there may be something a little bit different with these cars tonight.
I don't know. I don't run them a whole lot other than here, so they feel like crap like they usually do.
Now that's
bottoming out.
The Xfinity
so
cars.
It is what it is. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's going to get a lot worse before it gets any better here.
Well,
I'm hoping to see a lot more guys drop out with all these wrecks, but
well,
looks like it's going to be a junkyard. That's why I'm staying up here. Usually I go to the back, but I got to imagine it's a junkyard back there, and I don't want to lose a draft trying to get around those guys.
I don't blame you there.
We're going to hang out up here for a while.
All right, buddy. Well, I had to come up, bring you up here, visit with you. We don't get to really talk to you a whole lot, but...
no, just a quiet night, just hanging out. Having fun.
All right, brother. Well, good luck, man, and enjoy the rest of the race, bro.
We're gonna try, buddy.
All right, we'll see you
later.
All right. Well, let's see. Do. Well, don't forget, guys, we do have the Fall Brawl 2 coming up. Be after this season is over. I think we'll have about a week off, and then we'll start the Fall Brawl Season 2 or Fall Brawl 2, I guess. We'll do this. Adam said, or Anthony said, we'll do this every fall. 7 weeks, 2 races a night, different car, different tracks. I don't think we'll run the same car twice. Now we might run, I don't even know if we'll run the same tracks twice. Let me take a look here and look at the schedule. Well, we will run Talladega 3 times. We'll run Daytona, New Daytona twice, and 08 Daytona once. So Chevy Lane green flag back out once again. Guys, it's going to be interesting because we definitely will not be running the same car twice. We'll have several different cars that will be running on the already battling it out. Stephen Miles on the outside with Kilday, and Stephen Miles down on the inside. We've got the 44 of English, the 5 of Sanchez. It looks like the 915 of Robert Hooligan and the 48 of Andrew Schroeder. Now Adam Kilday gets clear of the 44. Drops down to the inside, but here comes the run for the 36 and the 8. On that outside line, will the 8 have enough to clear the 85? But not right now, but he does now as we get back to the start-finish line. Steven Miles going to do another lap, the 36, the 40, the 84, and that 14 of Vicente Guerrero on the outside. 94 of CJ Erdman. Well, that was the 54 of Brandon Pfeiffer jumping to the outside. Andrew Schroeder jumping up. A lot of back and forth. 94 of CJ drops down above the 43 of Dana Shepherd. Again, this rough track. We're going to single file back here. With Gary Bergeron, Nick Wing, Jimmy Hopp back out there on the outside, Zach Workman. It looks like Mike Edgerton has taken his car behind the wall as well. So we are down to 29 drivers from a 30-wonder driver of the field. Oh. Well, I don't know, but he is out. Speaking of that guy, I'm not even going to say his name. He is looking to go out front. Not enough to clear Stephen Miles at this time, but he's going to stay on that outside line. Got that 40 of Mason Lindsay behind him, and Len McNeese. Looks like Vicente Guerrero, Andrew Schroeder, and Brandon Pfeiffer taking up that outside line. We come through. Try over turn 1 and 2, going to come down the back stretch here. Steven getting a little bit high up on that line. They come out of turn number 2 down the back stretch. He's going to need is he going to have enough to get around Miles? No, as the 44 of Anthony English going to the apron, got the 85 in front of him with the 8 on that lower line, the 5 of Sanchez, 915 of Robert Hooligan. Now we're looking at 3 wide back here with Gabe Butler and the 06 of Andrew Zonto. Andrew up into the wall, was able to get off of it. Good recovery as he drops it down to that inside line. may have some damage to that car. Let's take a look. Well, it looks like he's got, I thought that was damage to the back, but it looks like he's got spilt milk on the back. I'm going to look at the side of his car. And don't look too bad. She might have just pancaked the wall there. Andrew is making that ground back up. Back up to the front. Luttrell did get around the 08 or the 8 of Miles. That's going to put him out front right now with the 40, the 84, the 14, the 48, making up that outside line. Here comes the 88 of Gabe Butler. Gabe is looking to try to take it 3 wide here. Brandon Pfeiffer in the middle. Gabe up by the wall. And that is the 915 of Robert Hooligan on the line. Gabe was out there outside line by himself. But he does have help. Ooh, hard into the wall is the 934 of Jimmy Hop. Able to save it though. We're still 3 wide right here with Gabe Butler, Brandon Pfeiffer, Robert Hooligan. Gabe now tapping the wall. He's going to drop it back down to that second lane. I don't know how these guys run that third line, especially with this bumpy track. Stephen Luttrell jumping to the outside. Probably trying to give a little bit of air to that 8 of Stephen Miles. And you'll see these guys jump back and forth. What they're doing is they're trying to help the pusher. But now we are wrecking back here. That's going to bring out a caution. Andrew Schroeder involved. Rick Sebrands. Andy Brigante. Chris Jordan. Jimmy Hop towing it down the pit road. It looks like Ty Dahlman got a piece of it. Nick Wing he's got some damage as well. Let's take a look here and see what happened. That actually happened on up in front of them. Looks like that was Gabe Butler. Right here, 3 wide with the 934. Right there, gets tapped in to Schroeder. That sends Schroeder up in the wall. Gabe up into the wall. The 934 of Jimmy Hop. And right down. Let's see who he got into. That was the 34 of Ty Dahlman, the 43 of Dana Shepard, getting tapped a little bit, but not any damage. And then the guys just plow through. That's Everett Lane, the 947 of George Rancon. Jerry Bergeron, he is down on the grass. Well, unfortunately, that brings out another caution yet again. What else can we do as fans sitting in the stand? I've yet to hear of anything that can reduce the curse. I don't think there's anything that can reduce the curse. It's kind of like a black cat walking across your path. Of course, I live with a black cat, so you know, I'm probably the biggest curse out here. I don't know. Well, guys, he is not in the lead now, but I do want to well, we're going to go ahead and do it anyway. I know y'all didn't want me to, but Stephen, buddy, man, what a run you're having right now, dude. How you feeling?
I was feeling better until you dragged me up here.
Well, you know, we got to do stuff, man. We got to get your guys' input. I mean, you'll be fine. I mean, you're doing quite well. Everything is you know, working out, but all the stuff has been happening behind you, though.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on back there. There's not a whole lot of talking on the radio about it either, but I know that they're getting a little sick of it. That's all I know.
Well, I mean, everybody wants to see green flag runs, but you know, it's just, this is '08 Daytona, man. This is probably the roughest track in iRacing.
Oh, it's super rough. I can't imagine being out here in a real car in '08. What it would have felt like. Oh my God. Yeah, this is crazy.
Well, you know, we were talking to some of the other drivers about these cars, and you know, Vicente was talking about how they felt off, like they didn't feel like what they have in previous races. Are you noticing any of that feel, or do you think it's just the temperature and the track conditions?
I think it's the temperature. The car feels fine to me. You get it out in clean air, and it's actually a little bit loose, so it's better than most.
Well, keep doing what you're doing, brother, and enjoy the rest of the race, man.
All right, copy that. Thanks.
I put him in the wrong room. There we go. Got him in the right room that time. You know, there's no such thing, guys. It's just stuff happens, and when you're in the wrong spot at the wrong time, and trust me, I've been there, and I've been interviewed, and nothing's happened, and then I've been interviewed, and it all breaks out in front of you. It just, you know, there's no such thing. It's just something that, you know, we started messing with. I started messing with Joshua when I first started broadcasting with him and calling it the Medlock Juju, but it's really just, it's not anything like that. We all know that. It's just, it's fun to kind of blame it on somebody, and hey, you know, if it blames on the broadcaster, oh well. Well, guys, we are going to go back green here in just a minute. Stephen Luttrell out there in the front row with Stephen Miles. Then we got Payson Lindsay and Lynn McNeese. Vicente Guerrero, Adam Kilday, Rick Sanchez, Robert Hooligan, CJ Erdman, Andrew Stacy. Lights on the pace car are out as we come out of turn number 4. Hey, blame it on me. It's all good. The pace car dies off down to the safety of pit road. Chevy Lane green flag in the air. Here we go on the loud pedal. Lap 66. Of 100 underway. We get back going. Steven with a great jump. Trying to drop it down to that inside line. Lynn McNeese looking to go with the pad room. Oh, of course. I wouldn't have it any other way. Honestly, I would not have it any other way. But here we go. Lynn McNeese now getting pushed out to the front by Vicente Guerrero as Rick Sanchez jumps to the outside. Double clear there by the 84 and the 14. In front of Steven. Now on the outside, though, you got Robert Hooligan out there with CJ Erdman, Andrew Zonto, Rick Sanchez, and the 54 of Brandon Pfeiffer. Trust me, if I could cross my toes, I'd have them cross too. That's me. But I did that once before and my feet cramped up, so yeah, that's not happening. Dana Shepard back here in the started. He's having a decent night. Needs to finish in the top 10. Love to have a top 10. Love to have a win. But he is going to battle it out, though, as we get back. I mean, they are just all over the place. Again, we're going to go on board with, let's look at Robert and look at what he sees. Again, you can see those bumps just jarring that car and bumping that steering wheel like it is. And I'm going to tell you guys, I have run this track, and it is a hard track to run, especially in traffic. If you got dirty air, and the pushes, you know, with these cars are still not the greatest. They still get, on a hard hit, will still get you loose, and it makes it worse as we see him hit that bump and just shoot up to the outside wall. That's kind of what Vicente was talking about. and it's drifting out, coming out of the corner. But these guys are still hanging on to it quite well. We go on board with Lynn McNeese now, and you can see the difference in steering locations on the straightaways. Most everybody now, Erdman getting, you see that him working that wheel as he kind of drifts up to the high side towards that wall. And I see Andrew Schroeder looking here. He came down pit lane. I don't see anything. We look at our telemetry here real quick. We see them running about 190 miles an hour. Yeah, I got nervous, put him in the wrong room. I did. I just actually, it's my Discord, guys. It sometimes it acts funky. It's like my mouse. I may be hovering on a certain thing, but I guess when I click it, I move it at the time that I click my mouse. We look at Andrew Zonto. That's CJ Urban down on the inside. He got loose. Now we got Andrew Zonto on that high side with Rick Sanchez. Andrew dropping it down to the inside line in front of the 94. 915-84. That's Sanchez on the outside with the 54 of Brandon Pfeiffer. Mason Lindsay. The 388 of Doug Johnson. The 8 of Stephen Miles. The 88 of Gabe Butler. The 44 of Anthony English. The 24 of Everett Layton. And the 19 of Zach Workman. Let's get this off of here and get our tower back on here, folks. I need to move this. I'm thinking about it. You guys are seeing a little bit of live editing. It was up just a little bit high, but looks like we've lost Jimmy Hop now, so we are down to 28 drivers. Oh yeah. You know, I was racing the other night, and I got a cramp in my accelerator foot, and let me tell you guys, there's nothing you can do when you're running Gen 4s at 200 mile an hour and you get a cramp in your driving foot. That is horrible. We got a new leader, Rick Sanchez, out to the front. Got the 06 of Zonto behind him and the 94 CJ Erdman. On the outside, though, Brandon Pfeiffer and the 40 of Payson Lindsay getting a good run there. Now here comes Gabe Butler coming up behind that 388 of Doug Johnson, the 44 of Anthony English, and the 19 of Zach Workman. Zach getting that bump and getting kind of out of sort. But that 5 and that 06 are getting a good run on that inside to get them out front. Come back down the tri-oval past the start-finish line. Lap 74 of the Honda. We are 27 laps from the finish right now. Get ready. Now we're looking at 3 wide again. That's Zach Workman to the outside. Not enough room as the 388 closes that door, and that gets Workman up into the wall. He does drop back. Trying to make it 3 wide at Bumpy Daytona. And the 388 says we're not having any of that. Now Anthony English right there as Doug Johnson goes up a little bit high coming out of the corner. Drifts up. There's that drift that they were talking about coming out of the corner. Doug Johnson looking out. Got to get off the heel. 54. Kind of gets pushed up to the high side with that bump. Now, here's the thing, though, guys. If you're going to go, I mean, you can't you can't go up on that high side and not expect somebody to shoot the gap. You got to prepare for that. So you've got to, as the caution comes out, now that was the 84 of Lynn McNeese. Let's go on a chase view here. That happened right in front of Bazente. Stephen Miles right there. He gets into Rick Seabrand's. Rick Seabrand's down into the 84. And that spins the 84 around. Zach Workman into the wall. Gets pinched there. And nothing he could do. He was trying to avoid it on the high side. And that sends a Workman down right. And it hits the 14. The 36 getting a piece of it as well. And the 10 should be of Gary Bergeron, and the 947 of George Rincon getting tagged there as well. Well, guys, it has happened. And again, it's nothing. It's super speedway racing. It's bumpy Daytona. It is what it is. Well, guys, that's going to bring us to 24 to go. The 20, probably 22. When we get back to the green flag, we're going to go ahead and step aside. Be right back.
Sizzling summer savings are yours for the taking at North Louisiana's #1 dealer, Chevyland. Save now before the price adjustments kick in. Get up to $9,000 off MSRP on select new Silverado models or incredible 0% financing on select new Chevrolet vehicles. And the Chevyland Advantage, 12 months, no charge scheduled maintenance. Get the best deals at North Louisiana's #1 dealer, Chevyland. Your Silverado headquarters. Online at Chevyland.com.
And again, I forgot to unmute my mic. I'm sitting here talking, but we are. Oh Lord! See, the broadcaster's jinx actually works on the broadcaster too. Oh, Jeremy Medlock out there in a chat. Hate that y'all's race ended early. Here we go, Chevy Lane green flag up in the air, out once again on the loud pedal. Go. Rick Sanchez, Adam Kilday, and Robert Milligan, and Andrew Santos. Rick Sanchez getting pushed out to the of Robert Milligan, but that 44 on the outside is not going to give it up really easy because he does have the 85 of Adam Kilday right there with him. Doug Johnson gets the bump there, looking 8 up. Stephen Miles gets him a little bit loose. Dana Shepard, though, 4 spots into that 10th place spot. Needs a good finish, though. What, really? Definitely good. Happy birthday to Dana Shepard. Andrew, I know you're still out there watching. Why didn't you say something? We come down the back stretch. Anthony English dropping it down to the inside, double clear with the 85 of Kilday in front of that 5 of the 06 and the 88 out on the outside. Got the gap between him and that 40 of Pace and Lindsay. But they're closing up that gap with the 43 of Dana Shepard right there as well. Payson getting a little bit wide now. Payson blinking out. Absolutely happy birthday, Dana. 40 still blinking out up there. That's got to be nerve-wracking for the 43. Being right there in front of him, 388 blinking as well. Lap down Stephen Luttrell, 2 laps down now. Zach Workman has, Anthony blinking out now. Does have the lead. We have lost 4 drivers down to 19 laps to go. Anthony English with the lead right now. Probably going to start seeing some pretty aggressive wins. 19 to go. We had 22 at the restart. Might see some short runs here to get enough fuel to finish the race. Unless they're hoping to make it on another caution now. If that happens, that will definitely change the landscape. We are single file back here. Andy Brigante, I should say. Andrew Stacy, Nick Wing, Rick Seabranch, Andrew Schroeder, Jeff Crosby Sr., Chris Jordan, Ty Dahlman, George Rincon back here a lap down. Vicente Guerrero, he is up the lead pack. Santo up 85. Getting ready to cross the line. is the round of 16, so our playoff drivers are all mixed up into all of this. Side-by-side racing right now. Question is do you try to stretch it out? I don't think you're going to have enough fuel, but when do you pit? When do you pit? When do you make that call? Or do you risk it and hope a caution comes out 2 laps to go? Now it becomes a pit strategy game. 60 to go here. Coming out of turn number 2 down the back stretch. Anthony English down on the inside with Adam Kilday, Rick Sanchez. Now Zonto drops it down to the inside line in front of the 44. That's going to give Gabe Butler a chance with Payson Lindsay. Dana Shepard right there as well. Well, here we go. That answered my question. The short run here. Andrew Zonto, Anthony English, Adam Kilday, Rick Sanchez, Everett Lane, Stephen Miles, Nick Wing, and Rick Seabrands down on pit road. Gabe Butler staying out with Payson Lindsay, Dana Shepard. Outside right now, going to make it too wide. Coming down the back straightaway. Brandon Pfeiffer in the mix as well. Robert Hooligan, Lynn McNeese, Doug Johnson, C.J. Erdman. Now Doug leaking out again. Coming off the pit road, led by Andrew Zonto. First one out, Anthony English, Adam Kilday, Everett Lane. Well, here comes that second group, Gabe Butler, Brandon Pfeiffer, Mason Lindsay, and Dana Shepard. Robert Hooligan, C.J. Urban, Andrew Stacy, Jimmy Reynolds, and Andy Brigante. Jerry Bergeron out here with Lynn McNeese and Stephen Miles trying to get his lap back. He is 2 laps down. He is going to try to hopefully get his lap back and then hoping for a late caution. There's 14 laps to go. Andrew Schroeder getting out of the way of Vicente Guerrero. Now Vicente is a lap down. But now these guys are going to stay out again. Got a good group right here. Jerry Bergeron leading miles right there as well. Lynn McNeese, Doug Johnson, Schroeder, Crosby Sr., Ty Dahlman, and Chris Jordan. And then 33 seconds back, Anthony English coming around as a Payson Lindsay. With this pack, you have Anthony English, Adam Kilday, Everett Lane, Rick Sanchez, Nick Wing, Stephen Miles, Andrew Zonto, Payson Lindsay, and Brandon Pfeiffer out. Down to the inside of the line. And then Brandon Pfeiffer bringing it back to that pack. Then we have Andrew Stacy here, Jimmy Reynolds, Andy Brigante, Rick Seabrands, C.J. Erdman. Got a 3-car pack here with George Rincon, Robert Hooligan, and Dana Shepard. But here comes the leaders. Right now, coming down the back stretch. Again, I don't know if they're going to have enough fuel to make it. So they're going to have to hit at some point. There goes a car down to pit road. That's George Rincon down to pit road. Nobody going with him though. Oh no, we've got a crash back here. That's going to bring out a caution, Andrew Zonto, Payson Lindsay, Robert, who else? Nick Wing, Anthony English had to tow. Let's take a look here, guys. Oh, Anthony right on the bumper of the 85, it looks like. He got the 85. Let's see what happened. As we're 3 wide here. We were watching up front, seeing if those guys were pitting. But we're 3 wide. That is Sanchez on the outside. They come around the turn here. Anthony along the second line. Ooh, looks like a bad push there from Stephen Miles. Let's go back and maybe get a frame by frame on this. Or does Anthony get loose coming out of the corner? It looked like Anthony got loose a little bit coming out of the corner. He goes down, gets into the 24, hooks the 85. That gets the 85 loose. Anthony up into Steven. Nowhere for them to go. Sanchez, Payson Lindsay, and Nick Wing gets right into the 44. Oh, Nick Wing hard up and oh my God. What a ride right there. We're going to go on board with Nick Wing on this one. Uh-oh. Something happened, guys. And my iRacing just crashed. It did this to me the other night too, guys. Hang tight. I will be right back. All right, we are back live. Thanks for hanging in there with me, guys. Do apologize about that, but I am at the mercy of technology at this point. Well, I wanted to go on board with Nick Wing, but unfortunately, you know, iRacing crashed, so won't be able to go back and see that onboard camera of him flipping through the air. Well, thanks for having confidence in me, Belba. I appreciate that. I guess that was a payback. That comment was payback for supposedly throwing you under the bus with Rick earlier. All right, the pace car does dive off down to pit road. Here we go. The Chevyland green flag in the air once again on the loud pedal. 7 to go as we get ready to wrap this thing up for tonight. The Stephen Miles, your leader. Everett Lane in second. Brandon Pfeiffer in third. Gary Berger on fourth. Lynn McNeese in fifth. Doug Johnson. Oh, we're going to have another one. That's Andy Brigante. Oh, Rick Sanchez getting involved in that as well. As the 78 of Chris Jordan. The 915 of Robert Hooligan. And then back here, Vicente Guerrero getting tagged by Brigante coming back up on the track. Let's take a look here. And see what happened. It looked like it happened up here with the 40 and the 13. Why is that? Oh. Happened right up here with the 40 and the 13. It looked like the 13 and the 40 come up. So the 40 shot the gap right there. The 13 comes down, gets into the 40, and that just causes a chain reaction here with everybody else. The 94 goes up into the 06. And then the 13 comes back up, clips the 94, and the net code gets the 5. And that just caused a chain reaction of several cars. The 5 goes headfirst into the wall. Vicente Guerrero does get back on the lead lap. Stephen Miles, Brandon Pfeiffer, Everett Lane, Jerry Bergeron, Lynn McNeese, your top 5. Doug Johnson, Andrew Schroeder, Jeff Crosby Sr., Andrew Stacy, Payson Lindsay, your top 10. And we got Ty Dahlman, Rick Seabrands, Andrew Zonto, Dana Shepard, Adam Kilday, Andy Brigante, Robert Hooligan, C.J. Erdman, Gabe Butler, and Chris Jordan. Jimmy Reynolds still down on pit road. Vicente Guerrero does get back on the lead lap. George Rincon looks like he is still a lap down. Stephen Luttrell 2 laps down. Nick Wing 2 laps down. Anthony English 2 laps down. And it looks like Rick Sanchez has taken his car behind the wall. All right, guys, while they get ready to get stacked back up, we're going to go ahead and step aside real quick. Be right.
Sizzling summer savings are yours for the taking at North Louisiana's #1 dealer, Chevyland. Save now before the price adjustments kick in. Get up to $9,000 off MSRP on select new Silverado models or incredible 0% financing on select new Chevrolet vehicles. And the Chevyland Advantage, 12 months, no charge scheduled maintenance. Get the best deals at North Louisiana's #1 dealer, Chevyland. Your Silverado headquarters. Online at Chevyland.com.
All right, folks, while they are getting stacked back up, we're going to go ahead and talk about tomorrow night. Guys, join us tomorrow night right here on MaxSpeedtv, 8:45 Eastern, 7:45 Central. The championship race for the Checker Flag Motorsports Speedway Monkeys. The top board drivers are very, very close in points. That is Adam Kilday, Anthony English, Paul Servant, and Dana Osborne are going to be battling it out. Winner take all for the coveted Spark Plug Trophy. So tune in tomorrow night for an exciting race with the Checker Flag Motorsports Speedway Monkeys. Looking forward to that race. With 4 laps to go, this will be a regulation GWC attempt. We see the back of Stephen Miles' car with quite a bit of damage. He does have the 24 of Everett Lane right there with him. On the outside, Brandon Pfeiffer, Jerry Bergeron, Doug Johnson, Jeff Crosby Sr. Of course, we were talking to Lynn earlier, needing a good finish tonight. He is in a good spot, currently in 5th. A pace car dives off down to the safety of pit road. The flag man with the Chevyland green flag back out once again on the ladder pedal. 3 to go, GWC regulation, I should say. 3 to go here to finish up this race. Right now, Stephen Miles getting a good push by the 24 of Everett Lane. Lynn McNeese right there. But Brandon Pfeiffer, Jerry Bergeron, and Doug Johnson on the outside with Jeff Crosby Sr. Now Sr. going to the outside. Oh no, we're going to have a caution here as Doug Johnson gets spun around. We're going to take a look here and see what happened for sure on this. Again, we've got 3 wide action right here with Pace and Lindsay in the middle. Again, Andy Brigante on the outside, coming down, going up. Both of them meet in the middle. I think this might have been the last. No, this was this one. And then C.J. Erdman up into the wall. Nope, that was the last caution. Sorry about that, guys. Let's go back here real quick. If I can find my right button. Let me go back here and see. We'll have to do this way because it's not going to let me. So let's go on my chase cam here. It happened with Doug Johnson right here. It looked like the 15 got into the back of Johnson. The 15 goes to the outside. Doug coming up. And they just ever so slightly touch right there. That sends Doug up into the wall. The 4 of Seabrands. Dana Shepard somehow got by that. So 9:15 of Robert Hooligan goes around. Several guys going down to the grass to avoid all of that. I don't see anybody else involved. Looks like everybody else made it through, but Doug had to tow to pit road due to the damage. So this will be GWC number 1. Brandon Pfeiffer, your leader. Stephen Miles in second. Jerry Bergeron at third. Everett Lane fourth. Lynn McNeese fifth. Jeff Crosby Sr. in 6th, Andrew Schroeder 7th, Payson Lindsay in 8th, Andrew Stacy 9th, Ty Dahlman in 10th, Rick Seabrands, Andrew Zonto, Dana Shepard, Adam Kilday, C.J. Erdman, Robert Hooligan, Gabe Butler, Jimmy Reynolds, Vicente Guerrero, Andy Brigante, Chris Jordan, George Rincon getting back on the lead lap. Stephen Luttrell still 2 laps down. Anthony English 2 laps down. And Nick Wing is 2 laps down. We are down to 25 drivers. GWC attempt number 1. As we get ready for GWC attempt number 1. Right here on MaxSpeedtv. Hang tight while these guys get stacked up. We will be back in just a minute. Lights on the pace car are out, folks. Brandon Pfeiffer going to take that low line, going to be the restart control here as the leader. We come out of turn number 2, so we will hit that back stretch, get ready to go back green. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I do appreciate everybody tuning in for this championship playoffs. As we get ready for another championship night tomorrow night. 2 more races after this one for OP Saturday night. And then we will cut to our top 8 drivers. We come out of turn number 4. Uh-oh. Lynn McNeese. I think Lynn either had some connection issues or he had some mechanical issues, but he goes down into the inside walls of Chevyland green flag, back out once again. And we're going to have another caution here. I think. Yes, we are. It took a minute. It looked like I had Ty Dahlman on the restart. Big checkup as the 06 gets into the back of the 34. That sends him down into the 4. They get straightened up, and then Dana Shepard getting a piece of it, the 94. C.J. Erdman, the 88 of Gabe Butler. And it showed Stephen Luttrell crashed right before the yellow flag. I don't know what happened to Stephen, but he goes down. He makes a beeline down towards the grass. And then Stephen jumped to the pits, so I'm not sure what's going on there or what happened there. Well, this will be GWC attempt number 2, folks. I don't know what the checkup was about. If somebody missed a gear, somebody started in the wrong gear, but a big checkup right there on the restart and caused all of that havoc. Kind of looking back through the field, Anthony English will get a lap back as he gets the lucky dog, comes around the pace car. That still puts him a lap down, I believe. It looks like Stephen has taken his car behind the wall as well. Ty Dahlman down on pit road. Lynn McNeese down on pit road as well. Lynn McNeese is 2 laps down. No, it makes it a little bit hard there, Ty, when your wheels are off the ground. Was that I don't know what you've seen, but it looked like there was just a big checkup as if somebody missed a gear or something. That's what I was thinking. Or they started in the wrong gear, I'm not sure. We'll go back and take a look at that. I know after the race and see what happened on that. But well, right now the pace car, lights on the pace car should go out. We will get stacked back up, double file, see what happens here. Hopefully we can finish this under green. We'll see what happens. Of course, they do have unlimited GWCs up to 15. Hopefully, but we won't need that tonight. Now, Ty is making it back up to the group. So is Anthony English. We come down the back stretch. I was keeping an eye on something here. As they come down the back stretch, we're going to get double file once again. Guys trying to get caught up with the pack. But Brandon Pfeiffer will have control of the restart when we get back to the start-finish line as they come around turns number 3 and 4. They will come up through the tri-oval. The pace car will dive off down to pit road. The GWC attempt number 2. And there goes the pace car down the pit road as our flagman has the green flag in the air. A Chevrolet green flag back out once again. Here we go, folks. GWC attempt number 2, Brandon Pfeiffer, Stephen Miles. Right now, Stephen's got the good run on the outside line, but here comes Pfeiffer, Jerry Bergeron, I should say. Everett Lane out on the outside with Miles. We get going here into turns number 1 and 2, coming down the back stretch. Stephen Miles getting shifted up to the top side. Got another car out to the outside, but that door closes. That should be Andrew Stacy, I think. In the 849. Payson Lindsay closes that door. We're 3 wide right here. Gabe Butler looking to the outside. And we're going to have another caution here, it looks like. That's the 85 of Kilday, the 94 C.J. Erdman. Dana Shepherd Bay got a little piece of that as well. The 915 of Robert Hooligan. The 13 of Andy Brigante getting a piece of it as well. Let's take a look here. It looked like the 85 of Kilday, or the 849 of Stacy, come down on the 4 of Seabrands. Let's take a look here, see if that's what happens. We go frame by frame. He was coming down, was not clear. And really nothing for the 4 to do. He was holding his line. And that sent the 849 down into the 85. The 94 of C.J. Erdman into the 85 of Adam Kilday. C.J. up into the 4. Vicente Guerrero squeaking by the 13 of Andy Brigante. T-boning the 85, and then the 43 of Dana Shepherd right into the back of Robert Hooligan. Well, we figured guys will be making some moves. Again, this is not the track to be going 3 wide. I don't know if his spotter told him he was clear, started to come down, but the 4 was right there. And that was the 849 of Andrew Stacy, I believe. Well, Brandon Pfeiffer still your leader. Jerry Bergeron in second. Andrew Schroeder in third. Stephen Miles fourth. Jeff Crosby Sr. fifth. Everett Lane in sixth. Andrew Zonto seventh. Payson Lindsay in eighth. Vicente Guerrero ninth. And Andy Brigante rounded out your top 10. George Rincon coming off of pit road. Rick Seabrand's now coming off of pit road. So is Andrew Stacy. C.J. Urban still in his pit box. Anthony English coming down pit road. Anthony is back on the lead lap. So he comes down to get some fuel. More than likely, that's what's... Oh. Looks like he's getting tires as well. Oh, man. Well, come on, guys. We got to get this together. I don't know about y'all folks, but I am starting to get tired. It is a 10:21 Central Time. Oh, Zonto out there sending me message. Well, I know you're listening, Andrew, but I'm going to hold off on any interviews right now with GWC attempt number 3 here, guys. Lights on the pace car are out. Yeah, 11:21 on the East Coast. We come down the back stretch here, guys. We are hoping to get this thing wrapped up here pretty soon. The tie out there, yeah. I feel you, brother. I even took a nap today, and I'm still sleepy. Lynn McNeese is back out on the track. We are down to 24 drivers here tonight, folks. We come out of turn number 4, guys. Pace car will be diving off down to pit road. Well, there goes the pace cars. Flag man does have the green flag in his hand. Chevyland green flag back out once again. Here we go. Let's finish this up, guys, on a good note. I know they want to get up front, but we got to do this smartly. 15. That is Jeff Crosby Sr. getting a little bit out of shape. But Brandon Pfeiffer, though, he has the lead. Jerry Bergeron to his outside with Stephen Miles and Everett Lane. The 40 of Pace and Lindsay, and we're already pushing 3 wide back here. Back down into the double file once again. Now the car looking back out to the outside. That is the 85, I believe, of Adam Kilday. Looking to the outside of Dana Shepard. Falling back in, and we got a car scraping the wall. That is the 915 of Robert Hooligan. As we come back around to the checker, to the line, the white flag in the air. Here we go, white flag out. This is it. So no matter what happens, it's going to happen at this time. Is Adam Kilday looking to go to the outside of the 43, 3 wide here. Adam trying to make that run on the outside work by himself as he's coming around. The 13 of Andy Brigante off of the wall. Stephen Miles, though, out to the front with the 24 of Everett Lane. The 1. Oh, Everett getting turned. Oh, man. This is going to play out right here, folks. The 8 of Stephen Miles. The 14 of Pace and Lindsay down on the inside. No help for Stephen as we come around. Oh, the 40 getting turned. The 48 getting turned. Pace and Lindsay in the right spot saves it. He is going to take the checkered flag with Jeff Crosby Sr. in second and Adam Kilday in third. What a finish. What a bizarre finish. Guys, man, what we've got to go back. I've got to go back and look at this. Started back here, coming out, or coming into turn number 4, Dana Shepard on the inside. Actually started up here with the 24. Gary Bergeron. Jerry, I don't know what happened to Jerry, if he got pushed down to the apron. But we're going to get on Jerry here real quick, if I can find his name. I'm not finding his name. There it is. So right here, Jerry is down. He gets a push by Brandon Pfeiffer. Sends him down to the apron. Jerry is trying to get back up on the track. You see Brandon going up to the middle. Andrew Schroeder right there. And Andrew pushes the 54, gets him up into Everett. Those guys go down to the bottom. And then Dana Shepard, they were 3 wide right there. And that sent Dana up into the wall, and it just collects everybody behind them. The 14, the 06, the 17, the 44. And then right here, coming to the start-finish line, or coming out of turn number 4, the 48 gets into the back of the 40, checks up, gets him straightened out. The 15 right into the back of the 48. That sends the 48 up into the 8. The 13 getting hit right there. Somehow, the 15 straightens it back out as Adam Kilday hit to the outside, and then at the line right there. Well, guys, we're going to step aside. We're going to get our top 3 up here for the MaxSpeed TV post-race interview. You guys hang tight. We will be right back. All right, folks, we have caught up with 2 of our top 3. We're going to start with our 3rd place finisher here tonight. We'll bring him up to the broadcast booth. Adam Kilday, man, kind of got rough right there at the end. I don't know if you know it, but your mic's muted. But a little bit rough, a little bit of, guys trying to get up in position, going 3 wide. But, man, you stayed up to that high side and was able to get through all that mess. Talk about it, man. What'd you see coming out or into turn 3 and 4 and then coming out there, buddy?
I mean, I just seen the seeds part, I guess. But no, on that last pit stop, that last caution we had, I was involved in it pretty good. The car was junked all the way around, so took the faster pair, took a bunch of fuel and fresh set of tires, and really I was hoping maybe they would wreck again before we got the white flags, so that would put a bunch of more people down pit road and I get spots that way, whatever. But no, we didn't get another caution. We made it all the way back around to get the white flag, and I was like, I guess my only choice is to send it up to the third lane and see what we could do up there, which somehow the car just had a lot of grip up top, and it was rolling out of the turns, but it was real tight up there too. You like just trying to keep it off of the wall and keeping it off of the car below you is uh, definitely a challenge then of itself. So we scuffed the wall maybe a couple of times, but it didn't slow us down too much. And yeah, right there on the final lap, turn 3 and 4, it was just multiple wrecks ensued and just got extremely lucky. So
Well, you know, we were talking about '08 Daytona, how rough it is. There's not a smooth line on this track anywhere, Adam. And you were talking about how tight your car was up on that high side. You know, the '08 Daytona is so tough trying to go 3 wide here, man. I don't know how you guys do it.
yeah, it's racing with these guys in OP for however long I've been here. I don't know, like 3 years. Everyone's used to each other, so you kind of know what lane people run here. And OP's done a lot of '08 throughout the league over the years, so a lot of guys know the proper lane to run into, where you're allowed to make the third lane work if it's, everyone's keeping it straight and everyone's given the top room. So I'd say OP does a pretty darn good job at it here, and yeah, we're able to have some good 3 wide racing.
Well, you know, good points not for you, Adam. You know, in the playoffs here as well. Uh, so definitely good points for you going into next week. Uh, and I'm trying to remember, where are we at next week? I don't even remember. Uh, but round 2 of the round of 16, or race 2 of the round of 16. You know, points still matter, but you know, a victory will get you pushed through.
Yeah, um, the victories haven't been looking too good for me this season in OP. Freaking winless on all 3 nights. But maybe it'll change. Maybe we squeeze out a win. I thought I was going to squeeze this one out here. I mean, I thought they were just going to keep wrecking in front of me. Maybe we steal a win, but it wasn't the case. We got the third out of it. Anyways, at the end of the night. So yeah, we'll take that.
Yeah, still good points not for you, Adam. Congratulations, buddy. You started back in 7, finished on podium in P3. I'm going to turn the mic over to you, brother. Any final thoughts, shout-outs, things you want to give before you go celebrate?
Oh yeah, well, shout out to the guys I was running it with in Discord tonight. Quite a few of us had a rough go of it this Saturday race. But yeah, shout out to the team tonight. We'll do shout out to OP Racing, Buttkicker Unlimited Series, admin group, all you guys, all the time. You guys take out of your nights or your day managing this league and keeping it going. Thank you all for that again. And shout out Maxspeedtv on YouTube and Stephen Lane for the commentary up in the booth. So, yeah.
All right. Well, I appreciate the kind words, Adam. Go celebrate, buddy. And we will see you. Well, we got tomorrow night, championship race tomorrow night. So good luck to that. We will talk to you then.
All righty. Will do.
All right. Well, got new Jeff out there saying he's having Discord issues. So we're going to go ahead and do this. Give a shout out and a congratulations to Jeff Crosby Sr. for his P2 finish tonight. Jeff, awesome run, buddy. You made up 9 spots tonight. So a big congratulations to you and on your P2 finish tonight, buddy. Hopefully you will get your Discord stuff straightened out and maybe get to talk to you next week. So congratulations. Go celebrate. We will catch you then. Well, that's going to bring us to our race winner Let me get him into the broadcast booth. Payson Lindsay, changing card numbers, finally got his number 40 that he'd been wanting. But, man, dude, that was wild. I don't know what else to say. 3 GWC attempts. You somehow, looks like you had a bad bump there by the 48. Got you loose. But, man, what a recovery and what a finish.
Yeah, there was a lot of luck involved in that one. I think the number 40 got me a ton of luck this weekend because barely had enough fuel to get to the line. I ran out of fuel on the backstretch, so I had to do burnouts there. Honestly, I didn't really think we had a chance at it. We were P8 there on the restart, and just kind of hoping that the leaders of the outside would drop down to the bottom and start checking it up, and it's kind of exactly what happened. And then there was a wreck on the backstretch we probably should have been in, and yeah, just a lot of luck went our way, and on to the round of 8.
Well, I've got to talk to you a little bit about some of the moves. We did see you, there was some gaps there, guys going up high, and, man, you shot the gaps and got through it. But, dude, it was tight. How was you feeling? Was that something that you were planning on, or was that just something that happened?
Yeah, I was just trying to get track position as fast as possible. I knew we were probably going to have a string of cautions there at the end, so just anytime I could get a position, I was trying to go for it. I think I kind of caused a wreck on middle 3 there on one of the first overtimes, so I'd like to apologize to whoever that was on the outside there. But, just track position is very important in this league, especially with the green flag pit stops. You really need to be up front on those. So, really good day for us. See if we can do it in the next few weeks, too.
Well, I believe, was you already, I can't remember if you were in the playoff 16 or not. I think you was. Yeah. I'm looking back through here to see. I had a whole list of guys, and I had it on the standings, but I don't see. We'll go ahead and pull this up real quick while we're talking to you. No, I didn't see you in the standings. Hang on. I've got some stuff hidden here. Let me close this. No, I didn't see you in the standings. Even though you had a win on this season, I guess the rest of the races didn't get you in the top 24, bud.
I think we were like 13th in points because I had the P next to my name for the race, so I think we made the playoffs.
Okay.
I think we're like 3rd on Sim Racer Hub.
Well, maybe I don't. Oh, there you are. I was looking at the other one. You had your 543 in there, so yeah. I mean, that seals the deal, man, into the next round of the playoffs, though. Congratulations, bud. I apologize about that. It was just you changed numbers. I mean, I was looking for the 40 and didn't see the 543.
Yeah, ran the 543 basically the entire regular season. I didn't really have a ton of luck in it, though. Got involved in a lot of incidents, but so far it's 1 for 1 in the 40.
Well, there you go. Well, hey, turnaround's good luck, right?
Yep.
So, awesome job, buddy. Congratulations. Now, this win will get you locked into the next round. So, congratulations on that. That's got to relieve quite a bit of pressure off of you now that you've got that win in the postseason.
Yeah, definitely. It just shows that the first win wasn't a fluke. It shows we can do it out here. Hopefully we can win in the round of 8 too, get into the final round, see what we can do there too.
All right. Well, Payson, congratulations, buddy. Good job tonight. And right now I'm going to turn the mic over to you. Any final thoughts, shout-outs, thanks you want to give for your celebrate?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my teammates, CJ Erdman and Andrew Stacy. Ben, this Questionable Motorsports team has been amazing to me. Having teammates in this field is probably one of the best things you can have in this league. So, I'd also like to thank my sponsors, Fanta, Coca-Cola, that sponsored me this week, and see what we can do next week.
All right. Well, Payson, go celebrate, buddy. Congratulations. I'm not going to keep you any longer. I know it's getting late. We will see you next week, bud.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, I sent you down to the podium, and you moved right back. There we go. Got him down there. Well, guys, that is going to do it for us. We are going to go ahead and get to our unofficial our results here Whether they're official or unofficial, we'll figure that out later. Payson Lindsay, your winner tonight. Jeff Crosby Sr. finishing P2. Again, congratulations, Jeff. I'm sorry you were having Discord issues, but hey, we will hopefully get caught up with you here soon. Adam Kilday finishing third. Andrew Stacy in fourth. Gabe Butler fifth. CJ Erdman sixth. Rick Seabrands in a seventh. Anthony English in 8th, Andrew Zanto 9th, Andy Brigante in 10th, Vicente Guerrero 11th, Andrew Schroeder in 12th, Everett Lane 13th, Brandon Pfeiffer 14th, Jimmy Reynolds 15th, Stephen Miles in 16th, Dana Shepard finishing 17th, Jerry Bergeron in 18th, finishing 19th, Ty Dahlman. A rough night for Ty. He was out there in chat as well. Chris Jordan in 20th, Robert Hooligan 21st, George Rincon in 22nd, Nick Wing 23rd, Lynn McNeese 24th, Stephen Luttrell 25th, Doug Johnson in 26th, Rick Sanchez 27th, Zach Workman in 28th, Jimmy Hop 29th, Greg Holes in 30th, and Mike Edgerton running out the 31-car field tonight. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight here on MaxSpeedtv. Appreciate everybody tuning in. All of our friends out there in chat. Jeff Crosby, Ty Dahlman, Derek Donna. Again, good racing with you Wednesday night, Derek. I enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed catching up with you. Can't wait to get back out there with you guys once again. Everett Baker out there. Ginger Parent. Belva Feltz. Jeremy Medlock coming in to chat as well. Netsby out there. William Luttrell. Looking through here. I know Stephen Luttrell popped into chat there for a little bit. Josh Ball, Hongredo out there as well. Snippy the Tugboat, good to see you out there. Rick Sanchez, I know Rick Rat was tuned in or chimed up there at the beginning. Let's see, am I missing anybody? Let me go through here, guys. I don't want to miss anybody because Moose Pie tuning in for a little bit. David Casper, I think, tuning in for a minute. And that will be it for our chat. So thank you guys, every single one of y'all. Appreciate you tuning in. And don't forget, though, tomorrow night, Checker Flag Motorsports Speedway Monkeys Championship race. The top 4 drivers will battle out. Adam Kilday right now with the points lead over there. Anthony English, Paul Servant, and Dana Osborne. So tune in tomorrow night right here on MaxSpeedtv. Again, 8:45 Eastern, 7:45 Central. But until then, hope everybody has a great weekend, has a safe weekend, and a good night.
Sizzling summer savings are yours for the taking at North Louisiana's #1 dealer, Chevyland. Save now before the price adjustments kick in. Get up to $9,000 off MSRP on select new Silverado models or incredible 0% financing on select new Chevrolet vehicles. And the Chevyland Advantage, 12 months, no charge scheduled maintenance. Get the best deals at North Louisiana's #1 dealer, Chevyland, your Silverado headquarters. Online at Chevyland.com.